Hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, whenever you see this. This is your girl S Nova, the Universal Donor, and I'd like to welcome you back to Stiletto Empress Tarot at s.e.tarot99. Thank you so much for visiting. Thank you for all your likes, comments, shares, and subscribe. Shout out to my 20 subscribers. I am so excited because every milestone, no matter how big or small, is still a milestone that should be celebrated. So I celebrate you guys for being here with me. This is a collective read. All reads are timeless. So we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. Father God, the Most High Ancestors, I ask that you grant the collective the serenity to accept the things that they cannot change, the courage to change the things that they can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I hope everybody has been having a good day, a good night, a good week thus far. I know we're not too far into the week, but positivity keeps it positive. So that is a plus for us. Yeah? I believe so. Let me do one more quick shuffle. These cards are a lot smaller, but they tend to stick. I gotta learn more than one way to shuffle. Don't worry, I'm gonna get it. Y'all just bear with me, okay? Alright, so let's get into it. Ace of Coins, financial opportunity, prosperity, manifesting money. Okay. All right, let's see what's coming up next. Cheat sheet. So there's possibly a plan, a premeditated plan to gain some finances or to manifest some level of money. Either you collective or somebody else has a plan. Queen of Wands, passionate, take charge, energetic. So Queen of Wands is pretty much somebody that is, Leo energy, actually Pisces, Aries energy, Leo in there as well. A fire sign, somebody who takes action, somebody who is forthright, very beautiful, very, attractive. I guess you can say the seductress of the group. So possibly there's a Queen of Wands that has a premeditated plan to gain some money, and it says cheat sheet. So this person could possibly be doing something unjust to get some type of money, possibly. Queen of Coins, mature, successful, practical. So what I'm looking at is this Queen of Wands is taking some type of action to cheat her way into some money, possibly from a Queen of Coins. I'm seeing a child on this card, so possibly from a mother. Let's see. The Fool, innocence, new beginnings, leap of faith. Yeah, let me put one more. Queen of Swords. Okay, so pretty much every queen is out here besides the Queen of Cups. What I'm getting is this Queen of Wands is trying to find or strategize an unfair way to get money out of this Queen of Coins, who is a mother, who's mature and successful, and also honest, as well as protective. So yeah, this Queen of Swords and this Queen of Coins, in my opinion, is the same person. So this Queen of Wands is trying to stop this Queen of Coins, Queen of Swords from getting a new beginning with finances. And they're trying to cheat. They're trying to do something underhanded and unjust. It's so crazy how all the queens are out here right now. And right now I'm definitely seeing the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Coins as the same person, because the Queen of Swords is a protector. And on the card with the Queen of Coins, there's a older, more mature woman holding on to a child, and the child is holding on to them. So that's definitely making me believe that this person who is honest and practical in their way of being financially set is a mother. And this Queen of Wands, who looks like she's protesting, is trying to find a way, or trying to do, pretty much being underhanded with a premeditated plan to protest against this Queen of Swords, Queen of Coins, getting a new beginning. What does that say? Innocence. Yeah. This Queen of Wands doesn't want this Queen of Coins, Queen of Swords, the Fool energy, to be seen as innocent. They don't want them to be seen as somebody that makes their money honestly. They don't want this person to have a new beginning. And they want to try and do something underhanded and unjust to stop this Queen of Coins, Queen of Swords from getting something that they rightfully deserve so they can take it. Let's put this Ace of Coins. Two of Wands. 10 of Wands, actually. Burnt out, uphill battle, taken for granted. Yeah, this person is, this plan that the Queen of Wands set out to deal with, they're burdened by this. They're burnt out. They didn't think that it would be this difficult. They thought it was going to be easy, because as you can see on the Ace of Coins, it looks like a necklace, but it's not a whole necklace. It looks like it's been ripped off. Like, you know, somebody snatched it off. They thought it would be easy to take from this Queen of Coins, Queen of Swords energy. They thought, and it was premeditated. They thought they had it all mapped out. High Priest. Knowledge, sharing beliefs, fellowship. They worked with somebody who believed that they knew this Queen of Coins, Queen of Swords well enough for this plan to actually work. And this Queen of Wands, High Priest, has the same belief system. And they're both burnt out by this. And they were exchanging, pretty much this Queen of Wands was getting information from this High Priest on who this Queen of Coins, Queen of Swords energy was, and how to stop them from having a new beginning and manifesting abundance. They're both burnt out by this premeditated plan. The Knight of Wands, fearless, free spirit, risk taker. The Queen of Wands decided to take the physical action to try and take something from somebody. But then again, the High Priest wanted to cut somebody down. The High Priest wanted to cut down the Queen of Coins, Queen of Swords. But the Queen of Wands took the physical action. So he shared information to cut down this Queen of Coins, Queen of Swords energy with the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands actually took action to make it happen. So the High Priest, thinking that he had known who the Queen of Coins, Queen of Swords energy was, gave the Queen of Wands the information, and she was pretty much the face of the plan. She was the one to actually physically do things. He was more like in the 5D with it. You know, the brains behind the operation. Meanwhile, she was the dog. guard dog. You know, I hate to say it like that, but it's almost like okay, now sick him, boy, go get him. You know, the hitman, I guess you could say. He gave the Queen of Wands, the High Priest gave the Queen of Wands information, thinking that they knew this Queen of Coins, Queen of Swords, and because they shared the same beliefs and they fellowship together, possibly in a coven cult church or something like that, they thought that they could cheat their way around doing the actual work and just take from this Queen of Coins, Queen of Swords. They were really just trying to take from this energy. Page of Wands. But there's good news for the Queen of Coins, because whatever bright idea this Queen of Wands High Priestess had, they were very hasty. They were in a rush to get this done. So the Queen of Wands was going to take action, and she rushed head first. She didn't care. She thought she had a bright idea. She came up with the idea based on the information that she got from the High Priest on how to steal abundance from this Queen of Coins, Queen of Swords energy. How to steal abundance and a new beginning from this Queen of Coins, Queen of Swords energy, based on the information that they got from the High Priest. So this was all premeditated. This was a premeditated plot between the both of them. He was the brains, he was the PI, he was the information, he was the info source, and she was the active player. Three of Swords. So they thought that they would be able to execute this plan to steal the Queen of Swords' new beginning, their finances, and have them heartbroken, based on the information that the High Priestess and the Queen of Wands exchanged with one another. And they came up with this plan to do some underhanded stuff to stop the Queen of Coins, Queen of Swords, new beginning, finances, and leave them heartbroken. But they didn't think it would be this hard, and they thought it was a good idea. They didn't think they could lose. Eight of Cups. But the Queen of Swords walked away. This honest person walked away from this. But now, the Queen of Wands, High Priest, they're the ones that's heartbroken by this mature woman's new beginning. And now they have to walk away from this plan, because it's an uphill battle. They did not think it was going to be this hard. And because this Queen of Coins is getting a new beginning by being honest in what she does and being mature and practical, they're heartbroken and they have to walk away. So the High Priest and the Queen of Wands came up with this plan where the High Priest thought he knew enough information about this Queen of Coins, Queen of Swords energy. He shared it with the Queen of Wands. They mapped this out together, thinking that they would steal money, cause heartbreak, and stop somebody's new beginning. But they didn't believe that it would be this hard. And now they're the ones that are heartbroken and got to find something else to do. Because the Queen of Swords already is away from this. The Queen of Swords been walked away from these people. And the Queen of Coins is definitely going to be the one to get good news. The Queen of Coins, Queen of Swords, that's the same energy. They're getting good news because they've been walked away from this. And now the Queen of Wands and the High Priest are heartbroken watching this Eight of Cups, which is the Queen of Coins, Queen of Swords, walk away. Ain't that something? Ten of Wands, Ace of Coins. Knight of Wands. Natural leader. innovative, visionary. Yeah, so this high priest really thought that he had something under control. This high priest wanted to control, because I'm seeing a dog on the Fool card, and it looks like it could possibly be a dog on the King of Wands card. This high priest thought that he could control the collective's new beginning. This Queen of Coins, Queen of Swords. They thought they had it in the bag. They thought that they could control this new beginning with this Queen of Wands by stopping their manifestations and financial prosperity with this premeditated plan. Six of Coins, charitable, giving, shared wealth, generosity, knowledgeable sharing, shared wealth. So, this high priest was pretty much going to steal from the Queen of Coins to give to the Queen of Wands. Yeah. They were going to take action to take from the Queen of Coins. They were using the Queen of Wands to take action against the Queen of Coins to steal from them. So pretty much the High Priestess was trying to control the Queen of Coins, Queen of Swords new beginning, but also controlling the Queen of Wands to try and steal from the Queen of Coins. Trying to steal from a mature woman with a child. The Sun. They thought they would have success doing this. They thought this was a good idea. They thought they would have success, get good news, and they would get a new beginning. Yeah, this high priest thought he would have success in being able to steal from the Queen of Coins. This Queen of Wands went in head first, thinking she would also have success. They thought they were going to ride off into the sunset together, this high priest and this Queen of Wands. Page of Wands, Queen of Coins. King of Coins. Grounded, successful business empire. So this King of Coins thought they were going to be getting good news and once again be successful. Because right now they ain't looking too good on this card. It look like they only got a couple dollars. It's not giving rich energy. But when I look at this, you see that pentacle with the crown and how this is snatched? They thought that they were going to take from the Queen of Coins, who is a mature, successful, practical mother, and that was supposed to be their trophy. They were pretty much ready to gloat about stealing from a mother. They thought they already had it in a bag. That's why you got this good news and success right here. It's right around the King of Coins. But this King of Coins, High Priest energy, is heartbroken about the Queen of Swords because they were honest and they were protective. They protected themselves as well as their child. This is still mother energy. This is still upright female energy. What I'm also getting is this Queen of Wands could have been a younger side of the Queen of Coins and Queen of Swords who stood their ground against this plan, this premeditated plan to take from them. Yeah. So if there was another party involved, that person was hidden. But another thing about that, I'm looking at this card. This looks like two men. This looks like two men. So now going back, the Queen of Wands was somebody young and innocent, beautiful, that was on their way to a new beginning. A mature, successful mother who was honest and protective. So this Queen of Wands energy, Queen of Coins, Queen of Swords, this is actually the same person. That's what it's given me. And by the High Priest planning to take from this Queen of Wands, Queen of Coins, Queen of Swords energy, it was supposed to leave him or her burdened. They were supposed to be burnt out and working too hard. It was two men doing this. It was two men working strategically against a younger energy who was still mature and successful, that was into a new beginning in life. But they wanted that energy burdened. And they thought they knew this person well enough to do it. They didn't have no fear. They were fearless about it. And they rushed in head first. And now they're heartbroken. Because they can't go with this energy. They thought they would be able to control this energy and take from them. And they would have success with whoever this King of Coins is. Now, yeah, this is two men. King of Wands. This King of Wands is burdened. This King of Coins wanted to take action against this Queen of Coins. So these are actually two men going after a single woman. Because these are all females up here. This is what the collective was supposed to be after they stole from you. And this High Priest, Knight of Wands energy, this immature energy, who thought they knew something about you, was exchanging information with this King of Coins to try and control you. And when I look at this Sun card, they ain't got no shirts on. So this King of Coins was an older gentleman. This King of Wands is a younger gentleman. And they were working together. I'm even thinking that they were probably sleeping together to come up with this plan to try and steal from you. And I'm thinking the King of Coins may have actually been the leader. Let me see. Three of Cups, parties, indulgence, happiness. Yeah, they were going to celebrate this. They thought they would be able to control you, steal from you, have success, and celebrate. But you walked away from all of this. They thought they would have success rushing in head first to steal your new beginning. They thought they would be successful at causing you heartache. And they thought they would be able to celebrate abandoning you and leaving you with nothing. Every queen is out here except the Queen of Cups. So whoever you are, collective, man or woman, you stood your ground. You still ended up successful. You're innocent of whatever they may have accused you of. And you're honest in what you do. Page of Cups. Daydreamer, leading with heart, sensitive. Yeah. They thought that she looks down. This looks like the same person. Just from the back and the front. You were supposed to be left abandoned and feeling down. Be sad, be emotionally immature, be emotionally unstable. That's a child. You know, that's crazy. They wanted you to be naive. They thought you were naive. So pretty much this King of Coins and King of Wands worked together, came up with a plan to try and steal from you, leave you burdened, stop you from moving forward, and have you alone and abandoned. And you were supposed to be naive to this plan and or plot. And they thought they would be successful and be able to celebrate this. King of Wands, Ten of Wands, Ace of Coins. Eight of Swords. You were supposed to be abandoned and feeling trapped, blind to the truth, naive. They didn't want you to see this coming. They were really trying to blindside you, to steal from you. They wanted you abandoned, so that way you could be in a naive headspace wondering why all of this is happening to you. So that way you would be blind to the truth of what these two men were doing. And that it was already a premeditated plot to leave you burnt out and constantly struggling. Constantly fighting, constantly looking over your shoulder. Nine of Wands. Yeah. They wanted you drained. They wanted you sick. They didn't want you to be able to defend yourself, but you kept going. You pushed through, Queen of Wands energy. Queen of Swords energy with that as well. They didn't want you to be able to protect yourself. And it's so crazy that the Queen of Swords says honest and the Eight of Swords says blind to the truth. They didn't want you to know that this was going on. They did all of this behind your back and they had it planned out from beginning to end. They didn't want you to know where it was coming from or why it was being done. And they thought they would have success with this plan to stop your new beginning and leap of faith. Now this King of Wands is drained and possibly sick. Possibly sick from something that he did with this King of Coins, because I see a thermometer in this person's mouth. Yeah, that's crazy. Three of Coins, collaboration, focused effort, common goals. Yep. They work together to do this. They definitely work together to do this. They planned this out to the T, and they were going to celebrate. They were partying, and they were indulging in the fact that maybe at one point you had been naive. Because remember, the only cups out here is the Eight of Cups, which is abandonment, and the Page of Cups, which means you led with your heart. You were sensitive. They wanted you to feel sad and alone And at one point in time, you may have felt sad and alone while they celebrated some type of success off of you. And now I believe this King of Wands is sick, physically ill. Meanwhile, this King of Coins may be going broke. And whatever this King of Coins had in regards to wealth, he paid to this King of Wands to go forward with these actions. Knight of Wands, Page of Wands, yeah. So this King of Coins was the brains behind the operation. This Knight of Wands was actually the hitman, whom thought that they could control the Queen of Wands. But Queen of Wands, Queen of Coins, Queen of Swords, you stood your ground against both of these guys. You stood your ground against the King of Coins because you were honest in how you move. Your business is honest. You stood your grounds against the King of Wands because you were not going to let him take you down. He's a leader, but so are you. You defended yourself against this premeditated plan to steal from you. And it wasn't just money they were trying to take. They were trying to take your finances. They were trying to stop you from moving forward. They were trying to traumatize you, leave you in heartache. They were trying to have you abandoned because they thought you were naive and they thought you would get in your feelings. But from what I'm seeing out here, you ain't got no feelings. Not with this. Especially if you already knew it was coming. So now it's making me believe that this high priest is actually you. You cut it down. The Queen of Wands already saw this plan coming to steal from you. So you defended yourself. You defended your child. You still get to take your leap of faith because you were in the upright and you are the truth, Queen of Swords. You do not play. What is your sword to his stick? This King of Wands was bribed to do this. He was paid to do this by this King of Coins. Yeah. Seven of Wands. Connection, defiance, stand your ground. That's what you did. You stood your grounds against this practitioner, this King of Coins energy. And now you get to celebrate because you walked away from this. You stood your ground against both of these people because you, high priest, high priestess, already knew what was coming. You intuitively knew. That's why you walked away. Now, what you probably did not know is that it was two men going hard at you, two masculine energies going hard at you. You probably didn't know that, and they probably had women to help them. But these two men that were going hard at you were lovers. They were lovers. An older gentleman and a younger gentleman. They used women to do the dirty work. They use women to collaborate because these women didn't like you either. But these are the two key players, the King of Wands and the King of Coins. And you defeated both of them because you intuitively knew what was up. Five of Coins. financial hardship, left out in the cold, struggle. This King of Coins and this King of Wands wanted you in this space, but now this is where they are. They thought you were going to be naive and all in your feelings about what this was. But nah, you stood your ground. You stood your ground. You walked away and you kept following your dreams. You didn't get in your feelings about this. You knew what you had to do. And you let it go. It's only 2 cups out here. Actually, 3. The 3 of Cups, Page of Cups, 8 of Cups. But this 3 of Cups and 3 of Coins, that's this King of Wands and this King of Coins. Queen of Cups, they all out. You sitting somewhere chilling. You're chilling. They thought you were going to feel abandoned and be worried about, oh, why did this happen? Why did that happen? Nah, you ain't do none of that. You stood your ground. You protected your new beginning. And you chilling. Because you knew this was coming. You knew what they were doing. Even if you didn't know directly, something told you that this is what was going on. You knew that they were trying to do some underhanded stuff to get to you. And I'm really thinking this King of Wands got paid to do something strange with this King of Coins. Because I see a ponytail here and a ponytail there. Short hair here, short hair there. And they probably been doing this so long that when they first started this, the older gentleman, King of Coins, probably had long, luscious hair, and now he balding. This King of Wands got paid to do something strange with this King of Coins to get this done. So if I pay you to go after this person, there's something you got to do for me. If you want me to help you steal from this person, this is what you got to do for me. I'll give you the money to help you get this done, but this is what you got to do for me. And that's what's known. What's on the bottom? The Magician. Resourcefulness, manifestation, make things happen. This is your energy. They wanted to steal your manifestations. They didn't want you to be successful and or practical. But that's you anyway. This is wild. 2 men going after a woman. The men are sleeping together. One of these men are sick. And now everybody's in financial hardship. This King of Coins is in financial hardship. This King of Wands is sick. And it's crazy how it's coming out because the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands came out like this. King of Wands drained. He looks sick, don't he? Sick with a cat in the bed. King of Coins, 5 of Coins, came out just like this. The King of Coins is now dealing with financial hardships. So after paying, this King of Wands to do something strange for a piece of change, so he can steal from a high priestess, because that's what this high priest card is. If all the queens are out here, Queen of Wands, Queen of Coins, Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, the high priestess is the collective, is this queen. After paying this man to sell his soul, paying this man to do something strange for a piece of change, ain't nobody got nothing except sickness, disease, and debt. That's crazy. So you can celebrate this Queen of Cups, whoever you are, because you were compassionate and empathetic. You knew what you had to do when you walked away. You knew what you had to do. Actually, I'm not even going to call you a Queen of Cups. I'm about to call you the High Priest, High Priestess. Because you have mastered everything out here. You were completely balanced. Your intuition told you, High Priest, High Priestess. You intuitively knew that somebody was trying to rob you of your health, your wealth, and your new beginning. And you alchemized that energy. Sucks for them, but it's beautiful for you.